A few years ago, I worked with a client who led a €500,000 project. 6 months of work, countless hours, and they prepared meticulously for the project. But when it came time to present the results to the stakeholders, just 6 people were in the boardroom. This client opened their laptop, fired up their slides, but couldn't find their words. They froze. And then they closed their laptop and walked out of the room. But they told me later, I'd never want to feel like that again. Long story short, we worked together. I showed them a structure, a presentation structure that one uses to manage your nerves and connect with your audience. And today, that same person presents confidently to audiences of any size in conferences, boardroom, everywhere. Same person, different skills, and completely different outcome. Studies show that up to 75% of professionals experience fear whenever they're presenting. Yet, only 10% of professionals volunteer to speak in meetings. And research from the Carnegie Institute highlights that 85% of job success comes from soft skills like communication and not technical knowledge. That means presentation skill isn't optional if you want to go far professionally. Imagine this. A €57 million project has just been completed. 10 people worked hard on this project. The project is now ready to be presented to stakeholders. Within the team, there's one question. Who will bear the cat? Meaning, who will step up and present the project? Statistically, 8 people out of 10 are afraid of presenting. So 8 of them are on the side. So they step back. One person isn't confident, but I'll try. I'll give it a go. Then there's you. Because you've been following my work and you're well trained and skilled, you say, hey, I got this. Then you go home, you prepare your presentation, you take ownership of the project. And when it comes time, you deliver the presentation clearly, confidently, and you connect with the stakeholders. They're impressed and you blow their minds away. So after that, your colleagues return to work, the meeting ends, the conversation continues elsewhere, i.e. the boardroom and other places. Question. When the stakeholders are thinking and talking about the project, who will they remember? The 10 of you? The other 9 colleagues? Or you who presented the project? And if you play that further, if a similar or bigger project comes along, who will they call on first? The answer is you. Not because you did all the work, no, but because you communicated the work effectively. That single act of stepping up shapes your entire career. I said all that to you to say this. Presentation skills are visibility multiplier for your career. And there's science behind it. For those people who are thinking, wow, but it isn't fair. Well, it isn't, but it's science. You see, the human brain remembers faces, voices, and emotions, not reports. So when you present well, your audience's brain encodes both emotional and logical signals. And that's how your ideas stick, along with your face, your name, and anything that they can connect to you. Think of your presentation as adding a human bookmark to a technical report. The brain remembers the bookmark, your face, your voice, the emotion. All of this helps to quickly recall the whole chapter. Scientifically, preparation, structure, and delivery together, they create a lasting memory imprint. So moving up further with that, there's a thought engagement part that comes with this. I call it the mindset hack. Before we even step in front of an audience, the first challenge is inside our minds. That's the thoughts that pop up the moment that we think about presenting. And this is where the real work begins. Here's a mindset hack. Your thoughts are mental events. They pop up automatically, often without your conscious choice. It's out of your control. And a thought might be, oh, I'll freeze, I'll mess up. If you engage with it, you give it energy, it grows and it sabotages your performance. But if you simply notice it and redirect your focus, it passes without any impact. As Joseph Green explains in the book, Don't Believe Everything You Think. He says that thoughts are not facts. They are events in your mind, and that you choose which ones you give attention to. In fact, the Bible reinforces this principle. It says, finally, brethren and sisters, whatever things are true, whatever things are honest, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there be anything, think on these things. I mean, come on, it's giving us a way to drive our thoughts. Think proactively on these things. You want to picture your audience nodding, smiling, reacting positively. That energy fuels your confidence. And of course, it helps you to deliver your presentation powerfully. By the way, to think is to consciously focus on or to engage with a thought, giving energy to constructive, empowering ideas and letting unhelpful thoughts fade away and die a natural death. That's what you want to do. So let's quickly talk about how to open the presentation, opening strategy. You want to dive first into the first 60 seconds purposefully. Now, most people underestimate the opening. And it's not just a few words. I mean, it's the moment that you get to capture attention and make your audience lean in. In fact, research shows that the first 60 seconds determine 70% of audience engagement. So in our 3-part series, we'll break down the presentation into 1, the opening, 2, the body, and 3, the closing. For this first pass, let's master that crucial first minute. Now, there are 3 effective opening strategies you could use. There are lots more, but let's focus on these 3. Number 1, there's a story opening. You share a personal, relatable story. For example, last year, I froze in front of 100 executives. Mine was more than 100 people and was more than last year. You could also use a bold statement or statistics. You can start with something that surprises people. For example, did you know 80% of project presentation fail to remember? Or you can open with a thought-provoking question. For example, what if your next presentation convinced your leadership team to approve your biggest project yet? Now, that's it. But for today, there's some practical exercises for you. Before your next presentation, pick one of these openings. Write it down. Practice it 3 times out loud. Think about positive audience reaction. That's your first 60 seconds wrapped up. And that's momentum being built. That's confidence. And one key takeaway here for you is this. You don't need new complicated techniques to present effectively and for your message to be memorable. All you need is an opening that grabs attention. You prepare well and you step up when others step back. That's one thing. And again, you keep in mind positive thought engagement. Remember what we talked about, the mindset hack. Keep your mind engaged positively with thoughts. Then you combine this and you become the person who gets remembered, who builds visibility and accelerates their career. Now, we've built your momentum with a killer opening. You now know how to do that if you do the work. But momentum only matters if you know where you're going. So part 2 of this 3-part method will dive into the presentation body, specifically how to use your presentation structure as your GPS to ensure that your core ideas stick and how to avoid the dreaded death by data trap. That's a tragedy that I've personally experienced more than once. By the way, if you live in Berlin, we have a Berlin presentation lab. It's a bi-weekly meetup where you will get a short, high-impact lecture. You get tools and structure and live guidance to build your confidence. And then you also get to practice your presentations in English. For first-timers, the session is always free. I'll see you soon. Until then, present with passion and keep your flag flying.